तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति Vedanta Treatise, the chapter Renunciation, and we start from the paragraph.
The highest value. The highest value.
Yes.
Shankar will read it, sir.
Yeah, please. Shankar, padingo.
The highest value, the greatest mission in life is the discovery of the Supreme Self within. He who has set self-realization as his goal in life pursues it with faith and conviction, has no attraction for worldly possession and enjoyment. Name and fame mean nothing to him. Wealth and power do not lure him. He does not get enmeshed in family affairs. He understands the ephemeral nature of all that the world offers, be it wealth or enjoyment. If he needs to possess or contact them, he does so with inner abstraction. Others may not recognize his mental resignation towards them. Thus, renunciation could be defined as disinterested interest, dispassionate passion towards the world. The Tamil scripture refers to that state in striking terms: "Thoongamal thoongi," asleep yet not sleeping. One take this supreme stance in life when one sets the right value for the world, considers object and being, action and perception, emotion and thought to be ephemeral, transient. Renunciation, therefore, is a mark of spiritual growth, emanating from knowledge of the eternal self. A spiritually evolved person commands a true spirit of renunciation. He runs his family with love and affection, possesses property, enjoys the senses. While he goes through these experiences, his mind remains anchored in the Supreme Self within. With the mind rooted in the self, he understands the futility of the world, feels that inner dispassion towards the events and experiences of mundane existence. Few in the world today have a proper understanding of this magnificent stand of renunciation. The ignoramuses feign this illustrious state of being by their outward practices. They live in seclusion, discard property and possessions, avoid sense contact, put on an act of celibacy. With all that, their minds entertain material and sensual thoughts. They still harbor mundane values. Their appraisals of the world remains high. Such impersonators are far removed from the state of renunciation. The above dissection of renunciation clears the general misconception of a materialist and sensualist. A person is just a materialist or not by the value he confers upon material wealth, regardless of the quantum he possesses. When he understands material objects as trivial and trifling, as valueless and a potential impediment to spiritual growth, he is no materialist. Whereas another who carries much value for material wealth, regards it as primary aspect of life, would be a materialist, whether or not he possesses it. Similarly, a sensualist is not judged by the extent of his contact with or enjoyment of sense objects, but by his mental attitude towards them. When a person places sensual sense objects and the pleasures thereof in their proper perspective, realizes their clear limitations, consider them as harbinger of future sorrow and misery, and maintains a suzerainty over them, he is no sensualist, even if he were to enjoy them. Whereas the one who considers sensual pleasures as an all important part of life succumbs to the pleasures of the senses would be a sensualist, even if he physically abstains from them. Renunciation, therefore, is the measure of spirituality, the yardstick of spiritual evolution. As an aspirant evolves to higher, subtler realms of his personality, he becomes freed from the lower, grosser levels. He no longer identifies with a grosser. He grows out of the desires associated with them. In effect, renounces them. As he reaches the height of spiritual evolution, identifies with the Supreme Self, he attains total renunciation when his desires completely fall off.
Enough. One thing. So, first we discussed and then concluded that renunciation means knowledge founded by knowledge established in the higher values of life is what renunciation is all about. First we established that. And then we are moving on to the fact, what is the higher values and what is the highest value? So we are discussing renunciation at two levels. One is a higher value, another is the highest value. The higher values are predominantly common to everybody. Known to everybody, predominantly common to everybody. And that is at the very elementary level of growth. In renunciation, we are moving to, in the values itself, we are moving on to the higher level. In the values, we move on to the higher level. What is moving on to values in the higher level? Where a person has fixed the highest value. In the hierarchy of values, the highest value is liberation, self-realization. The person has fixed that goal. The person has fixed that as the highest value. Before I get into the explanation, higher value, law, ideal, all means the same. Remember that. Whenever we talk about a higher value, or when we talk about a law, or we talk about a higher ideal, all means the same. They are not distinct. They are all used synonymously. In some places we use the word higher ideal. In some places we use the word higher value. In some places we use the word betterment, whatever be it. Are you able to follow? So, value, law, ideal, all are
Same.
one and the same. You have to have that clarity first. You have to develop that understanding first. Otherwise, whenever we talk about a higher value, values are understood as an embellishment. Values are added as a decoration to one's life. Values are not understood as the laws of life. Values are understood as something that decorates your personality. Values are something that gives some, like icing. Values are not to embellish your personality. Values are the laws that you have to obey by. Values are the law or the laws that you have to live by, not LOSS, LAWS. Because of my English pronunciation, wherever I say law, laws, you will hear it as LOSS. It is not LOSS, it is LAWS. So the higher value, the vidhi, the law, the higher ideal, all means the same, synonymous. In that there is a hierarchy. There are some values at A level, and then we go deeper and ask what is the highest value. The highest value that a human being can have is the goal of, the highest value a person can have is the goal of self-realization. The goal of self-realization, God realization, is the highest value a person can have. That's the highest value a person can have. It means the law is what? The law, the value, all are synonymous, all means the same. It means all human beings must ideally work for the goal of, all human beings must ideally work for the goal of self-realization. That is the law. Yes, a vast majority may not be able to understand the importance of it. A vast majority may not be able to understand the value of it, the importance of it. That is because of the limitation of that person. But the law doesn't change. What is the law? The highest value, the greatest mission in life is the discovery of the Supreme Self within. He who pursues that with conviction, faith and conviction is called Shraddha. He who pursues it with Shraddha will have no attraction for material prosperity. So, renunciation is understood by your levels of intensity of your attraction. Renunciation is not defined by your possession. Renunciation is defined by the intensity of your attraction towards it. You may have it and not be attracted at all. You may not have it but be mentally indulging in it all the time. So what is renunciation here? Renunciation here is the value that you place. Renunciation is the value that you place. The value you place depending on the intensity of your attraction. If something is valuable to you, means you are attracted to it more. If something is not, if you are not so attracted to something, you will place very less value on that. So the value that you give to anything is dependent on the intensity of your attraction towards it, not the possession of it. So renunciation is understood not by the possession, but by the intensity of your attraction. In most of the cases, what happens? The human beings doesn't have and are attracted. They acquire and they turn possessive. They long for it, they get it and turn possessive. So longing for it when you don't have it, and possessive when you have it, is the opposite of renunciation. But sir, if you don't have any value, then why acquire? You acquire because of it has the utilitarian value for the worldly transactions. It has a utilitarian value. You acquire because of the utilitarian value it has for your worldly transactions. To fulfill your worldly transactions and to fulfill your worldly obligations, you need some acquisition. So you acquire for the performance of obligations, you acquire for the performance of obligations, you acquire because it makes transactions, worldly transactions, better. So acquisition is done for performance of obligations. Acquisition is not done for the sake of. Acquisition is done for the sake of obligations, and acquisition is not done for the sake of attraction. Now, nobody acquires for the sake of obligation. Everybody acquires because they are attracted to it. They are attracted to it. They feel a void, emptiness if they don't have it. A void, an emptiness because of the materialism. To give a simple example, people are going insane by the concept of being productive. You know that? In the name of having to be productive, I know any number of people go insane by that idea of I have to be productive. I have to be. Now, what is productivity there? Productivity means what? A material benefit, a tangible material benefit. So if there is no tangible material benefit, the very action itself feels. You feel your very actions are useless. Are you able to follow what I'm saying? Now, what is renunciation? You don't act because of an emptiness. You don't act because of wanting to gain something out of it. You act and acquire because through acquisition, you can fulfill some. You have to fulfill some obligations, and these obligations needs acquisition. Per se, you don't have attractions to that. That's what he means by saying, name and fame mean nothing to him. Wealth and power do not lure him. He does not get enmeshed in family. He does not get enmeshed in family affairs. If he needs to possess or contact them, he does so with an inner abstraction. That's underline panni vechukonga, highlight panni vechukonga. That's what renunciation is all about. If he needs to do so, means what? Name, fame, family, wealth, whatever be it, if he needs to possess them or contact them, he does so with an inner. He does so with an inner abstraction. He does so with an inner abstraction. That inner abstraction, when you are contacting or possessing, is called renunciation. So, renunciation is defined by the inner abstraction. Are you able to follow? So, renunciation is defined or understood by the inner abstraction. Few in the world today have a proper understanding of this magnificent concept of renunciation. Instead, they resort to mechanical external behaviors of the external conduct and external behavior. Changing the lifestyle is not renunciation. Now today renunciation means change of lifestyle, correct? If a person changes the lifestyle, it means that person has become a sannyasi. And definitely, I don't belong to the category of sannyasi at all, because I have not changed lifestyle at all. Therefore, straight away we are disqualified to become a sannyasi. If sannyasi means lifestyle change, and how much ever you hear sannyas means this, you will still go back believing sannyas means a change of lifestyle. Sannyas is not a change of lifestyle. Sannyas is the inner abstraction in whatsoever lifestyle you choose us to live. Carefully follow. Whatsoever lifestyle you choose us to live, in that lifestyle that you choose to live, you practice this inner abstraction. Whatsoever lifestyle you choose to live, you may choose to live life like a householder, or you may choose to live life like a akar robe sannyasi. It doesn't really make a difference. Whatsoever lifestyle you choose to live, renunciation is not decided by the lifestyle. Renunciation is decided by the inner abstraction. That inner abstraction determines the quality of renunciation. Tungamal tungi. The example that is giving for renunciation is the tungamal tungi. Tungamal tungi means வெளிலேருந்து பார்த்தா தூங்குற மாதிரி இருக்கும், but that man is not. The man is not sleeping. Renunciation. Minimum amount of minimum amount of detachment. Some minimum amount of detachment, that's all. You don't have to have lifestyle changes, doesn't make any difference. Detachment is possible, renunciation is possible only when you accept that it is transient. Till you digest the fact that it is temporary, as long as you don't conceive or accept the fact that it is temporary, you will not be able to understand what renunciation is. For renunciation is decided by how much you are able to conceive things as transient, temporary. If you understand wealth as temporary, you acquiring and transferring wealth to your children you will understand that you have not done anything to them. Why? Because you have given them which is temporary, transient, worthless. So by giving them that which is temporary, transient, worthless, you believe that you have done something great. Okay, I educated them, sir. What is that education? What is that education? How to cheat and exploit other அவ்வளவுதான் இல்லையா? பெரிய அனலிஸ்ட், பெரிய சயின்டிஸ்ட், என்ன சயின்டிஸ்ட் அனலிஸ்ட் எல்லாம், all boils down to manipulate and exploit. Manipulate and exploit is a very refined way of saying, yeah, manipulation, exploitation is a very refined way of saying, yeah, corporate cheating அவ்வளவுதான், வேற ஒன்றும் கிடையாது. கோட் அண்ட் சூட் போட்டுன்னு சீட் பண்ணா இட் இஸ் கால்ட் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் இல்லையா? ரோட்ல பிக் பாக்கெட் அடிச்சா இட் இஸ் கால்ட், if the fellow does it on the roadside, picks the pocket, na, it is stealing. Same fellow does it with a coat and suit, na, it is seen as a big business. It is seen as a business strategy. No, it's seen as a big or ultimately what? It is ultimately giving them that which is temporary, transient by nature. So a person of renunciation, what he would want to give? A person of renunciation, what he would want to give? He would want to give that which is permanent. If you want to give that what is permanent, first of all, you should know what it is. If you yourself don't know what it is, how can you do that? Therefore, what is renunciation? Considering object and being, action and perception, emotion and thought to be ephemeral, transient. When you can understand that it is ephemeral, transient, and passing, it is frightening. See, you see a man of renunciation, you cannot live with him because that man is frightening. Too difficult to associate with a man of because it is too beyond beyond the concepts. Able to follow. Why? Because the most valuable thing that you possess, he says it is, he understands it as ephemeral. So what is renunciation? When he understands the relative, when he understands the futility of it, when his attractions to the world are less and less, when the intensity of his attraction to the world is less and less, by law, he becomes more and more genuinely affectionate. That is why only a sannyasi can have true affection. We believe that sannyas means no affection. No. We believe sannyas means a fellow has no affection. The truth is only that man, only that person is qualified for being affectionate. Why? Because he doesn't have the intensity of attraction that we have. If I also have the same intensity of attraction that you have towards that, we both will be competitors. One competitor cannot love the other competitor. It will be like formality handshake. There is a wonderful culture in sports, no? Before you start the game, you shake the hands. After you finish the game, you shake the hands. Ipadallam looks like a mere. It's a ritual, it's a formality. For deep inside, the one fellow is waiting to murder the. When one fellow is waiting to murder the other fellow, where is the shaking hand? Where can be the genuinity in it? So even for one person to genuinely shake hand, he must not have the value for. He must not have the value for the other towards which he has a value. Like one child cannot be affectionate to another child, for both are competing for the same toy. When both are competing for the same toy, there cannot be genuine affection. That is why Vedanta says the springboard of higher values, from where all the higher values truly arise, only from renunciation. Otherwise, it will be a fake culture, it will be a fake. Otherwise, it will be a fake culture, it will be a fake hugging, it will be a fake value, but deep down, there is an animosity. Why deep down there is an enmity? Because what I have a value for, the other fellow also has a value. It means I have a value for something and somebody else also has a value for the same thing. There will be a fight, no? Supposing if I have a value, Venkatachalam or Meera, all of them I have to keep them as my student. then only I will be very worried and very disturbed by the association. Are you able to follow? Supposing if Venkatachalam tells me, he's not telling me, I'm just giving an example. Supposing he's telling me, sir, I heard so-and-so lectures, I read so-and-so book. Immediately there will be a sense of a sense of insecurity. Why? Because I have to retain you as my student. இந்த வாரம் உங்களை இம்ப்ரெஸ் பண்ணாதான் அடுத்த வாரம் வர வைக்க முடியும் இல்லையா? If I have to make you come for next week session, I have to impress you in this session. I have no renunciation. I may talk, I may explain, I may do everything from outside, and you may not even know that I'm having this. Are you okay till now? It doesn't matter if the other doesn't know. Problem is, if you don't know, that's the problem. If I am not aware of me having this nagada, it becomes a problem to me. Whether Venkatachalam knows about this or Meera knows about this is of no consequence to my growth. To my growth, what matters is, am I aware of this? Yes, I'm not having all this. I am another example. ஐயோ பாவம் சாருக்கு இவ்வளோ கஷ்டம் இருக்கும்னு நினச்சிக்காதீங்க. பாவம் இல்லையா, அவருக்கு இவ்வளோ கஷ்டம் போல இருக்கு அப்படின்னு இல்லையா, எனக்கு ஒரு கஷ்டமும் இல்லை. So, what is renunciation here? I can be genuinely affectionate only when I don't have a value for which you have a value. Then only I can be genuinely affectionate. Just as you can be genuinely affectionate to a child only when you don't have a value for what the child values. What the child values? What is the value? What the child values? சும்மா டைப் பண்ணுங்க, பரவாயில்ல. மைக் ஆன் பண்ண வேண்டாம், சும்மா டைப் பண்ணுங்க. விஜயநாத். கரெக்டாக என்னப்பா ஆன்சர் கொடுக்குறேன் இன்னைக்கு. What does the child have a value for? Child have value for the toys. Within the level of toys, it can be very accommodative. Within the level of toys, it can be sharing, it can be accommodative, but deep down, the child is, we can't say child is accommodative, the child is sharing, but not practicing renunciation. Why? Because it is having a value for the toy. Okay, now forget the child. Now let us come to us, who are all supposed to be adults. Yeah, we are all supposed to be matured and adults. What are the toys that we play with, that we have a value for? Name and fame. Yeah. I should be popular. For what? For what? I just want to be popular, that's all. Everybody must know me. Avlo inferiority complex that you want to have name and fame. Or family, anything. So what toys make you? Remember the toys poem where he says, what toys makes you joys? What toys makes your joys? What toys makes your joys? What are the toys that makes your joys? The toys that makes your joy is, the toys that make your joys is what? Whatsoever you are attracted to. Renunciation means you are not attracted to any of these toys and you have fixed the highest value, the highest goal, the highest ideal, the highest law. Please understand, at your level itself, you can be accommodative. Just as the child can be very accommodative at the level of the child. It can be very sharing. It can be very caring. But all this has a limitation. Are you able to follow? The child is very caring. The child is very accommodative. The child is very much affectionate. But the caring, the accommodation, the affection, the sharing, all has a limitation. And the limitation is defined by what? The affectation is defined by the limitation. What is the limitation? To whatever you have a value for. Adala touch panna varaikkum you are very, whatever you have value for, if that is not touched, you are very sharing, you are very caring, you are very accommodative, as long as that which you have a value is not touched. I used to think, I'm not going to do any of that, but I used to think, ஒரு வீக்லி கிளாஸ்க்கும் 5000 ரூபான்னு ஃபீஸ் ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணணும். ஒரு செஷன் இருக்குன்னா how many will come? Why? Because it is not that. Sir, அது அவ்வளோ ஒர்த் இல்லை சார். Are you able to follow? It is not that worth. Or where I can get it? Elsewhere. It means it is not about that. The value that I have placed for the materiality is so. The value that I have placed for it is so high that as long as that is not being touched, I feel I am a very sharing, considerate, giving person. As long as that's not touched. The moment that is touched, the Vishwarupa comes. What is the Vishwarupa? The Vishwarupa of one's own limitations. What is renunciation now? What is renunciation now? Renunciation is that capacity in you to set the right value for all that the world offers. Renunciation is the capacity in you to set the right value for all that the world offers, to consider them ephemeral and inconsequential, even while you may be amidst them enjoying them. You may be amidst them, you may be enjoying them. So you having them, you contacting them, you enjoying them is not. Renunciation is not concerned about all this. True renunciation is the capacity in you to set the right value. And what is the right value? What is the right value to the world? Bhagavad Gita, Agamapayinaha Anityaha. That's the right value. Agamopayino Nityaha Tam Titikshasva Bharata. What is this world, Arjuna? It is Agamapayina, it is Anitya. This is the capacity to set the right value. That is why even to pursue a person to do charity, we have to give incentives. Charity ke incentive kuduviya. You give donation 80 G, you get exemption, you get this. Even to how much of motivation has to be done, how much of this has to be done, even to persuade a person to be charitable. Why? Because even when I am charitable, I am looking for a. Even when I am doing charity, I am looking for something in. Sir, and the tax benefits, I am not saying you should not do all that. I am saying why even there we are looking at it, because we still have a. So even to do charity, we need some motivations, we need some incentives. It means we have not understood the right. We have not understood the right value. ATG kadakuma, sir. I always say give. Whether you get ATG or not, that is immaterial. Yeah. நல்ல வேலை இன்ஸ்டியூட் ஜெயஸ்ரீமா இல்லை இருந்தாக்க இப்படிலாம் பேசினெல்லாம் வரதும் இப்படிலாம் பேசினெல்லாம் ஈவன் த மினிமம் தட் இஸ் கம்மிங் வில் ஸ்டாப் கம்மிங். In the context of renunciation, we have to understand it rightly. That's what I'm saying. Are you able to follow? The concept of renunciation, we need to know where all the values are there and we are not even aware of it. Yeah. Oh, income tax commissioner உட்காந்துருக்கிறாங்க கிளாஸ்ல. I didn't see her. இல்லை ஒழுங்கா டாக்ஸை பே பண்ணிடுங்க. The very value that I place on it, the very value that I place on it. What is the value? Who is a materialist? A materialist is one who has a value for it. Who is a sensualist? A sensualist is one who has a value for it. A sensualist is one who has a value for it. A materialist is one who has a value for it. Who is a renunciate? A renunciate is one who doesn't have a renunciate is one who doesn't have a value for it. That's all it matters. Are you able to follow? A person who doesn't have a value means what? When you say you have a value means what? Value means you believe that is essential for your life and without that you cannot live. That's what value means. You have value for wealth means what? You have value for relationship means what? You have value for something. So when you say I have a value for something, what does that mean? Its presence, its continuous presence, its availability, its continuous availability is required for your mental well-being. That's the value. Are you able to follow? The presence of it, it has to be present and it has to be continuously available. The having it and that being continuously available to you make you feel very relaxed, whatever be it. Are you able to follow? Vedanta comes and says that kind of a value defines you as a materialist, as a sensualist. So materialist is not defined by the quantum of possessions. The sensualist is not defined by the number of sense contacts he has. Because the common misunderstanding is sensualist means who has more of sense contacts. Materialist means who has more of materialistic possessions. Vedanta says he is not judged by the extent of his contact or enjoyment. What is your mental attitude towards that? Placing the right value means what is your mental attitude towards that? What is the mental attitude? The mental attitude is one of, if the mental attitude is one of agama payinaha anityaha, you are practicing renunciation. If the mental attitude is one of, it is real, permanent, You need it for your mental well-being, for your mental well-being. If you believe that it's needed, you need it, it has to be present, and only in that you can be happy. You have lost the, what have you lost? You have lost the quality of renunciation. You have lost the quality of renunciation. The yardstick to measure your spiritual growth is through renunciation. Your growth is, how do you know you are growing? How do you know you are growing? Your overall value to the world starts reducing. Sir, some areas I have understood it as useless, but some is still meaningful. Yeah. Some I have understood, sir. Adalla okay, But some areas it's still very meaningful. It doesn't really matter. The strength of the chain is the weakest link. Whatsoever you have a value, that you should consider it as ephemeral. That you should consider it as ephemeral, transient, passing. The value, the attitude is related to knowledge. The values, the attitude is all related to knowledge. And what is knowledge? That which helps you to give the right, that which helps you to give the right value is knowledge. That which helps you to give the right value is knowledge. And except Vedanta, nothing else gives you this knowledge. It is Vedanta that comes and says it is Agamapayinaha, it is Anityaha, though it is with the full understanding that it is Agamapayinaha and Anityaha, you need to relate to the world. That is renunciation. Therefore, a person of renunciation will not resign from the world. A person of renunciation will not move away from the world. A person of renunciation has the right understanding. What is the right understanding he has? The right understanding he has is this. The knowledge that helps you to give the right, to place the right value. It is not managing them, it is transcending them. Renunciation is transcendence. Renunciation is not management. Renunciation is transcendence. A beautiful quality, vairagya. And all through the scriptures, all through Vedantic literature, you find people of different stratas of society. We accept all of them as spiritual giants by virtue of them having this inner abstraction. Durvasa is accepted as Nitya Upavasi. Krishna is accepted as a Nitya Brahmachari. Janaka is accepted as a person who knows what? A person who knows what renunciation is, we will not say a Shankaracharya, we will say Janaka. Why? Because they are in it but not in it. So what is renunciation? You are in it but you are not in it. That you are not in it is an inner abstraction which only you know, the other around you will have. The other around you will have no clue to it. Only you know that. That is why renunciation, they say, keep it to you. Don't advertise about your renunciation to others. Renunciation is what you keep to yourself. You don't advertise your renunciation to others. But the tendency is what? Little bit of growth, vandale, we want to clear. Dandora, we have to put and make everybody aware of, you know who I am, you know who I am, you know what I have achieved, what I have done. What is renunciation? The right attitude, the right value, and the right attitude. Reinforce the definition of renunciation again and again and again. What is that the definition? True renunciation is the capacity in you to set the capacity in you to set the right value for all that the world offers, to consider them ephemeral and inconsequential, even while you are amidst them, enjoying them. Ephemeral is all right. What is inconsequential? Which is what I already said. Inconsequential means it has no connection to your mental well-being. It has no connection to your mental well-being. Whatsoever happens, you continue to do what you are. Whatsoever happens, you continue to do what you ought to do. That inner spirit, the sense of strength that the person shows is what stability is, renunciation is all about. And the sense of inner strength that the other person shows is frightening too, because it's like, how is it humanly possible to show that amount of detachment? And yet the truth is, that's what detachment is. And yet the truth is, that's what detachment is all about. The inner strength of no affectation, inconsequential, by mechanically repeating it is useless, it is useless will not help. You have to take up one by one and understand how they are. You have to take up one by one and understand how they are useless. And how they are useless? They are useless in the sense it doesn't aid your spiritual growth. It has a utility for the worldly vyavaharas, for the worldly functionings. It has a utility, but it is inconsequential for your spiritual growth. And in this classroom, what are we keeping? Of the 10 pursuits that we have, spirituality is not one pursuit. Spirituality is the Only pursuit. Correct, sir, but you don't know the technique. We know how to sail in two boats at the same time. உங்களுக்கு தான் அந்த டெக்னிக்லாம் தெரியாது. We know how to sail in two boats at the same time. And tried and tried and tried. At 70, the person will come and say, sir, looks like it doesn't work, no? Now I am ready. For what? To sail in one boat. When the boat, what I have, and when the boat itself is home, now I am ready to. I said, no, don't come to this boat. Go back to the boat of materiality and sensuality only. And that will keep you going. Why? Because of the very many pursuits in life, spirituality is not one. Of the very many pursuits in life, there is only one pursuit. And what is that pursuit? That only pursuit is spiritual unfoldment. Even to call it as spiritual evolution is a wrong word. It is unfoldment. So for all practical purposes, what is renunciation? Giving up that which has no value. Actually speaking, there is no renunciation at all. For all practical purposes, what is renunciation? Renunciation is you giving up something which is of no value. So actually speaking, you are not really renouncing anything. You are only understanding the right value. So renunciation விடுறதுன்றதே கிடையாதுங்க. You are not giving up anything per se. You are not leaving anything. You are only understanding the right value. By you recognizing the right value, they fall off by themselves. That is renunciation. That's where knowledge is very, very important. Knowledge is the backbone of renunciation. So what is renunciation? Renunciation is nothing but renouncing that which has no, see, that which has no value. Adu renounce பண்றதுல என்ன பெரிய attraction இருக்கு? No பெரிய value. What is a big medal that you need, that you are a man of renunciation, that you have renounced? I have renounced, you know, the game Monopoly Money, no? Yesterday, sir, I played the game Monopoly Money and I made so much and I just gave it away. Other person saying, wow, what a great person of renunciation. What would you do? You will laugh at this discussion. Why? Because that person believes that it is meaningful, and that which is meaningful, that person has left. That's why you look at a man of renunciation with wonderment, because you have so much of value to it, and you believe that which you have value for, that fellow has given up. Oh, wow, what a great person. He says, you speak to a man of renunciation, he says, what are you talking, as though I have done something great and big? I have only rightly understood. I have not given up anything. I have rightly understood. Because of the right understanding, they left me. I didn't leave anything. Because of the right understanding and maturity I gotten into, they left me, but I didn't leave any. Leaving itself becomes great only when you have a value for it. Are you able to follow now? When you have something valuable and you let go of it, you'll say, wow. A fellow had a Kohinoor diamond and he let go of the Kohinoor diamond, then you will say, wow. That person says, even Kohinoor diamond is It's not that I don't know what Kohinoor diamond is, but still, even the Kohinoor diamond also falls under the same law. What is the law? Agamapayinaha Anityaha. Even that Kohinoor diamond also falls under the same law, Agamapayinaha Anityaha. இது ஒரு நாள்ல போனா அது 30 நாள்ல போறது. That's the only difference. But ultimately, it is going to change. It is temporary. It is ephemeral. So what is renunciation? Understanding the temporary as temporary and not making an effort to keep it permanent is renunciation. What is renunciation? Understanding the temporary as temporary, and you will not make any foolish, deluded, futile attempts to keep the impermanent permanent. இதுக்கு பேர் தான், this is called renunciation. That sense of inner abstraction. A value, a conviction that comes out with a value, a conviction that comes out with something of a deep understanding. What is the deep understanding? I know what the charcoal is, I know what the diamond is, but both have one thing in common. What? I know the value of the charcoal, I know the value of the diamond, and I know much more than the value of the charcoal and the diamond. For I know the real value that everything has in common. So one thing that pervades everything in common. What is that one thing that pervades everything in common? It is Agamapayinaha, it is Anityaha. It is Agamapayinaha, it is Anityaha. It is Agamapayinaha, it is Anityaha. இத மந்திரா மாதிரி சொல்லினே இருந்தா, that you develop an inner abstraction. And you are not doing anything great in this. You are only recognizing the fact. Are you able to follow? You are not doing anything extraordinary. You are not doing anything great. You are simply recognizing the fact. What is the fact that you are recognizing? The temporary is understood as temporary. And you will not make an effort to make the temporary permanent. You will not expect the temporary to be permanent. You will channelize all your efforts towards knowing what that permanent factor is. All the energies are focused and channelized towards knowing what that permanent factor is. And that permanent factor is known as what is known as Brahman, and the path towards Brahman is renunciation. Therefore, renunciation and spirituality are two sides to the same coin. Your spiritual growth is measured by the intensity of your attractions to the world in general. It is not defined by that which you are not attracted to. It is defined by that which you have a value for and you are so dependent on that. So your renunciation is not determined by that which you don't have a value for. You have a value for something, and how intense is your attraction to that? How intense is your dependency on that? That's what determines your level of detachment. So it boils down to what? Placing the right value. So it boils down to placing the right value. With this, we conclude the session on renunciation and we continue with the self within Atman is enveloped by concentric layers. We study from there in the next class. We study from that. For today, we only understood the definition of renunciation. And what is renunciation? Renunciation is the capacity in you to set the right value for all that the world offers, to consider them ephemeral and inconsequential, even while you are amidst them, enjoying them, is true renunciation. With this, we conclude the session for today and we continue next week.